Welcome to Radio Survivor, the sound of strong communities. My name is Paul Rees-Mandel.
Hello, everybody. It's Eric Klein here on Radio Survivor, and we're talking about the possibility, maybe you never dreamed, that you could build a tiny radio station totally legally in your home or town.
Very tiny radio stations
Part
that you
15.
can operate without a license that can reach your neighborhood, perhaps even, or at very least your block, your building, and you don't have to worry about the FCC, and you can pretty much play anything you want. It's not a fantasy.
Yeah,
it is. This is reality.
Not pirate radio. It's
it can
licensed.
Be community. It is unlicensed.
It's unlicensed,
but it's legal.
It's legal.
It's legal. Yes, that's right.
As soon as you say unlicensed, I think, well, okay. But no, yeah.
But there's all sorts of...
And, of course, as soon as you get to that point, your brain all of a sudden changes. It's looking, what's that? And refocuses everything. And
is unlicensed. And this is just another category.
In the 1990s.
Happen, I think. One is if you worked on radio, for some peculiar reason, you think you can do voiceovers. And that's not true. The other thing is you have an agent, which, very...
Tune in to radio. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's Radio Survivor. This is when we get to dive in, take a little diversion from policy, because there's a lot going on at the FCC that we'll definitely report on the next show after the FCC has their December open meeting and makes decisions about network neutrality and other things. So believe me, we're going to keep you caught up.
And I thought, okay, how do I shortcut this? They know those people, but they have no idea who I am. So how do I make them know me and do it really quickly? So I employed a photographer, and I said, look, we're going to do that. We're going to make the early CD demos, because cassettes are just finished. I want to make a CD, but I want you to think, if this was an album, what would you have as an album cover that has to, and I'm a solo artist, what would you put on there?
Oh, tiny radio is what we're talking about. And on the line from Norwalk, Connecticut, via Skype, is Bill DeFelice. He is the webmaster of hobbybroadcaster.net, and he's going to help us understand a class of broadcasting that anyone, at least in the United States, can participate in.
Face that face. Oh, it's Andrew. Yeah, hi, Andrew. Take a seat. Be with you shortly. So that was one of the things that helped a lot. But as far as the actually doing voiceovers, man, you learn that's a baptism of fire.
And Bill's going to tell us much more about this. So Bill, thank you for joining the show. And my first question is, so tell us a little bit about this. This is a kind of broadcasting which is, we've talked about on the show before, we call it Part 15, and that's just sort of a shorthand. Can you briefly explain, to us what Part 15 broadcasting is?
Certainly. And thanks for having me, first of all. And Part 15, it kind of dates back to when the FCC made these rules back in the late 30s for people to actually have these devices called phono oscillators, which allowed them to listen to records of all things through their radios in their homes. Through the years, the rules got expanded, and Part 15 not only just covers the AM and FM broadcast spectrum, it actually pretty much covers the entire radio spectrum that the FCC polices.